Hey there, I am Parth Doshi, exploring the field of RPA and sharing my learnings with you by making videos. So, this is another video in the playlist of attended and unattended automation. Let's start with a quick overview of what we will be seeing in this video. So, in this video, we'll be seeing another use case on attended automation. So, before this, in this playlist, there are videos on unattended automation use cases. There is a video on understanding what is attended and unattended automation. So in this video, the workflow that we are going to build is going to be about inventory management using UiPath forms. So let's get started. Now this is one Excel file which I'm treating as my product database. So one is product availability. Now what can be in this Excel file, you can see product name, description, available stock and last order. So these are the details of the products that are available. Now after that, there is another Excel file where there is order details. So when a new order is placed using UiPath form, the data will be available over here. So let's see what is the workflow we are going to build and how. I have a pre-built workflow over here. Now to use UiPath form, you need to install one package that is uipath.form.activities. You can do that by manage packages, go to all packages and type uipath.form.activities and click on save after installing. Once that's done, you will have an option in activities. If I type here form, so you can see you have an option of create from. So I've already pre-built the workflow to avoid making the video too long. Okay. So now first I'm dragging one form wherein I'm giving the user or the employee has two options. One is the product availability and second is the order details. So now open form designer. Let me show you this form. Maybe that this video might go a bit long because I'm going to explain each step of this. So this is our invent management form. The first option is product inventory. So when the user clicks on this or when the employee clicks on this, he will get an option to enter the product name from the available list of products. So now once he enters the product name, he will see all the details of that particular product in an UiPath form. So he gets to know how much is the product available and when it was last ordered. And the second is order product. So on click of product inventory, a form will open where there will be only read only data. The employee will not be able to edit the data or make any changes. He will just be able to see the available products of that particular item, etc., etc. And the second is order product. So when order product is clicked, a form will open where the employee can put in all the order details, the following details: order ID, product name, description, total item slash box, and order date when it was ordered. So we are going to build this. So now here in product inventory, you need to have this field key over here, which we are going to later use. So the field key is product inventory, save. And the year is order product, field key, order product, and save this form. Let me just close this. Now, how we will identify which button was clicked? So for that, we are going to create a variable in this particular property, selected button. The variable is selected button. And we are using a switch case because we have two different cases over here. The one is saying the product's availability and the second is ordering the product. So the first case I've created is with the field key of product inventory. So that field key is used over here, which I showed you earlier in the form. Now, once that is done, we will prompt user an input dialog. So you can see this is like completely a human is triggering this bot. So this is why it is called as an attended automation. So now please enter product name, and we are storing that in the variable product name. Now once that is entered, we know we have all the list of products over here. So we are going to read our Excel file and store it in the data table, product data table. And then we are going to look up for that value using the lookup data table activity. In that you need to pass three things: the data table which you want to look up, the lookup value which you want to look, and in which column you want. And the output we are getting is the row index. Now after we get row index, so if the product is not found or if the employee is entering the wrong product, what we are doing is we are just showing enter a valid product name and the workflow will stop. Since this is just a demo workflow and I'm trying to help you understand a better use case using attended automation, so just we are displaying a message box. There can be some advancement done in this part. And if the row index is equals to -1, so if the value is not found in the lookup data table, the value is going to be -1. So if it is -1 means the value is not found. But what if it is not -1? Then we are going to read each of this data, each of this cell data in A, B, C, D column. So row index plus 2. Now row index starts with 0. So if the value is found, it will show me 0. But in the actual scenario, our value is on 2. So we need to do plus 2 over here. After that, the product name is going to be same as the product. Then we are going to read the cell B plus row index dot to string. So we are reading the B column for our description. Then we are reading our C column for the available stock. We are reading our D column for the order date. You can see A, B, C, D. After that, what we are doing is we are opening a form. Now in the form, you need to keep, okay. So first let me open the form and show to you. So you can see over here, the fields are completely disabled. Okay, I think the description is not disabled. Okay, it is. Okay. So what I have done is I've just dragged the text field, description, available stock, last order. All these are text field which I've dragged over here and named them. Now here you can see the field key is product, and to make it only read only, what you need to do is you need to select disabled. So when you select disabled, it is just going to be read only. Now where this field key will be used, I will explain you again. So this way, there is for description, there is for available stock, and there is for last order. So this is how I've just simply created my UiPath form, and I've clicked on save. Now the field key which are there that we are using over here in the form fields collection. Now here we are not taking any data from the form to use outside. We are just passing the value and showing it to the user. So all the direction are going to be in, because the form is receiving the data, that is the data is coming in the form. That's why you see in the form, that's why the direction is going to be in. But if I'm taking data outside the form, so suppose if there is entered data from the user which I'm taking outside, so at that time what I will be doing is I will be using out. And if you want to do both, then you have an option to select in/out. So here there is in product. Now you see the argument name over here should be your field key. See, create argument, this should be your field key, and that same value should be your value over here. So these are the variables. If you can let me just remove this and put product. So this is my variable name. So the variable name and the argument name. So argument name, let me just explain you the hierarchy. Field key is equals to argument name, and argument name is equals to your variable name. This should be the standard naming process you should follow when you are using UiPath form. So this is just we are displaying the data. So here we complete our first part, that is the part of this, the product inventory. So here we have successfully completed building the part where we are just going to show user the details. Now what if he is ordering or he wants to place a new order and that is to be updated in the Excel file? What we are doing is we are generating a random order ID. Now dot to string year, months, date, hours, minutes, seconds. So this is just a random number we are generating for our order ID, and we are taking the date. As you see over here in order details, we have the order date as well. We are just taking the date, not taking the time. You can, I think, take date and time both. See, there are many options, but I'm just keeping date. So now here, let me show you the form field collection over. The order date is going to be in/out and the order ID. Now order ID and order date are the things that we are generating and passing inside. So this both can be only in, and since they are stored in the variable, we can directly access them while putting in the data table. But the product entered by the employee or the user, the description, the order item, and the order date, these are going to be out because we are taking them from the form to write it into our Excel file. So that's why the direction of this, it is going to be out. Again, you can see over here the argument name and the value name is same. So let me open this form for you. You can see order ID. This is read only. No one can change the order ID. Also, we can keep order date as read only. Filled key. No. Okay. So here disabled. Okay. This is also read only. Now you can see there are asterisk marks over here. That means that is the required field. So you can do that by going to validation and then clicking it as required. So this is the form again I've created just by dragging the text field and the text area over here. So the order ID and order date we are going to pass in the from outside through our variables, and the product name will be entered over here, description, and the total number of items to be ordered. So let me close this. And after that, what we are doing is, once that is done, we are building a data table, order ID, product name, description, order item. So this can be, instead of order item, this can be total item slash box. Okay. Okay. And these are all of them are strings. After that, we are adding a data row. We are using a data table activity. We are passing our ordered data table, which we have built over here. And there we are passing our all the variables that we want to write in our Excel file. After that, we are just using an append activity and passing our data table, which we want to write in our Excel file. So let me save this. I hope you clearly understood what is the use case and what we are trying to build. Now first, let's just run it to see how it is working and what are the outputs we are getting. Let me just close. So product availability, we need to keep in mind book and watch. Okay. So see, we'll see we'll test it using all the conditions that we have given one when we are entering the wrong product. So first, let's directly start with that only. So you can see this form is opened. Now I want to click on product inventory and an input dialog box will be prompted to me. You see it took that switch case. Now, okay. So I'm going to type pen. Now this is a wrong product that I'm typing. So looking the wrong product, message box, enter a valid product. Okay. And I'm just stopping the workflow over here. Now let me run it again. And now we will enter a valid product name. Product inventory. So it will go again to that same switch case. Okay. So I had book. Okay. So now we should see all the data of that book row in our UiPath form. It is reading all the cells. It is opening the form for me. You can see everything is read only book, A4, 15 box, and the order date is there over here, which I can see last ordered date. Now I'm going to click on OK and it will stop the workflow for me. Also, at the end of this video, I will tell you some advancement that you can make to this particular workflow to practice more and learn a good use case. Okay. So now we saw our unvalid product name is working, our valid product name is working. Now what we are going to do is we are going to order and product. So we should have two things directly. One is the order ID and the second one is the order date. So you can see over here, I have order date and order ID. Also okay is disabled because I have no. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to order book. I am going to order A3 size book and I'm going to write 6 box. Okay. So you see, as soon as I filled all the details, okay, now it should build the data table, add the data row and write it over there, append the data. So now let's open the Excel file and see whether we have the order details or not with us. You can see over here, we were successfully able to add the order and the product availability is the same. So now I hope this video helped you get a more clear understanding of what is attended automation. Also a very good use case on UiPath form, which you can practice or maybe you can implement in your organization as well to automate the inventory management process, or you can say inventory management task. Now, what advancement can be done over here in this video, which I want you to practice? One thing what you can do is you can dynamically give a drop down. In our first, when we click on product inventory, we are giving an input dialog wherein we are typing the product name. So what you can do is in UiPath form, you can create a drop down where you can dynamically pass the values from your Excel file. This is the one advancement that can be done. Second, when the order is placed, you can send a mail to the company's mail ID who is placing the orders and all that, that this particular order was placed at this particular time. This is the second thing that can be done. I think these two things will be help you to get more better understanding of some activities like email automation, Excel automation, and all that. I hope you got a very clear understanding of attended automation. This video helped you learn something new. Please do subscribe to my channel if you haven't done that yet, and also share the video to your friends, to your colleagues, and to your teammates in your organization. Thank you for watching the complete video, and press the bell icon to stay updated to all the new videos I upload. Thank you. Also, don't forget to check out the complete playlist of attended and unattended automation. It has many different use cases, and I will be adding more soon. Thank you.